Poirier is doing. I'm really interested in how Khabib got out of his guillotine. I want to break that down, and then I also want to see him fight some southpaws and see what he does with his front hand, because if he has a good right hook and he can set it up, then this could be a bad night for Makhachev. And I think it's interesting that most people are, well, almost everybody is like, well, Makhachev is guaranteed to win. And there's definitely no guarantee, and I wouldn't count Dustin out of this, although, like, Islam's a beast, obviously. Like, dude whooped me in the round. So, yeah, let's see what Poirier is able to do. I think this is BSD. I have never even heard of this guy, but whatever, let's see what it is. Okay, yes, southpaw crime. This is what we came to see. So the low kick is a great weapon in the closed stance, not the same in an open stance. So, man, this dude just loves guillotines so much. He's got a nasty one, though. But that's a problem, right? Like, the chances of ending up on the bottom after jumping a guillotine are huge. Dustin's got a legit ground game, and he can get back up. But still a lot of energy. Really interested to see if he plays the same game with Islam. This is a position you have to be extremely good in versus Islam. Like, this guy has nasty body lock, nasty back attack. Dustin's slowly getting deeper and deeper into this problem here. I would like to start seeing him free this foot that he's got inside, put it down on the ground, and start getting his back onto the fence. Start trying to take his elbow and scrape it inside of that arm. I'm not a big fan of jumping the back from standing, although I will do it in certain situations. See, Dustin is able to shrug him off there. Always with the guillotine. I bet you he finishes guillotines in the gym at like 90%. Like, he's just so confident with it and will just huck it over and over again. I wonder what he does to condition his arms to be able to withstand that. Because if you're like squeezing all the time and then you're punching and squeezing and punching, that's super tiring. Man, he's not really able to get off with this jab, although that might be a little easier as the rounds go on. The clinch is a problem here. Saint Denis. Where is this guy from anyway? Getting damaged here in short range, close range. I'm really interested in his striking, but he just keeps getting out grappled, and that's a problem, man. Like, he's tough and he's picking off some of these shots and he's rolling and stuff. Not nothing, but most things aren't landing clean, but it still doesn't look very dominant. If you're here versus Makhachev, man, this is not a fun time. Like, you don't want this guy to get that deep into his game. We've seen that he's not unbeatable. He didn't look like he was superhuman in the fight versus Volk, especially the first fight versus Volk. Looked a lot more human than most of us expected him to. But this is not, you don't really want to play this game versus this guy. If you can avoid the back, man, you want to avoid the back. Now, it is good that Poirier's on top of the back. If you're belly down, flattened out, like, imminent death is coming. It's not easy, but it is possible to hand fight here for a lot of time, right? You can hand fight the choke, and like, you got bigger gloves, so it's harder to slide through. Also, those UFC gloves. At Jamie's fight, he got to use the new Venom gloves. They're wider, right? They're wider, harder to slide into chokes for sure. Jamie still got the choke though. So that might be a factor. Not so much on the guillotine, but on the rear naked choke of Islam to Poirier. This didn't really show us anything. The odds are so good for Poirier that I want to be able to pick Poirier, but so far I haven't seen anything that tells me that he's going to be able to light Islam up with that lead hand. Like, you'd think he would want to just throw some stuff, even if it's non-committed, right? Like, start finding that jab while he's got the range, instead of just letting the guy walk forward while he's waiting for the perfect time. I know it's hard because you're worried about the takedown, but if you're throwing a jab and the guy tries to take you down, it's way better than if you're throwing a big cross or something like that. Or if you just let the guy walk into your range, how are you going to stop the takedown if he's that close? And obviously, he didn't. He didn't stop the takedown. He's in the bottom of the mount here. This is not looking good. One thing that people don't really talk about Islam is the dude hits really hard on the ground. His shots from a very short, close range were more than mildly annoying, right? It's like, I don't want that to happen again. Usually people need to swing pretty big on the ground in order to be able to get a lot of power. Islam does not. Now, he's doing really good with his ability to fight off the rear naked choke and his ability to stay belly up on the back. Oh, here's a little reversal. Is he going to be able to convert it and chain it into some offense? Come on, Poirier, show me something. More defense. So it's good defense. He has good defensive attacks. I want to see him be able to get out into space and throw hands. Don't want to see him just get fence ridden and then lunging in with lead left hands. Like, that's what Islam does from what I see. He throws that lead left hand. Yeah, and you're a southpaw, so you're really used to throwing that lead left, right? I like the straight right as well. Like, on a lead, that was a nice left hand. Okay, but I would really like to see the jab. I think Islam will... Oh, that's a nice right hook, bro. Damn. He found it. Southpaws are not used to that shot. They're not used to that angle, man. That was super sick. Okay, let's go back a little bit and see that last exchange. I want to see slow motion. What is happening? Goes body jab, and then lead left, breaks out to the open side like kind of a back shift. He starts just throwing that straight left hand, man. And they're both doing that. Why? Because they're both southpaws, and they never really developed a closed stance game, just an open stance one. It's a nice body shot with the front hand, yeah. And there you go. And now look, he's clipping him. Oh, damn, that was nasty. And again for the guillotine. It does drain the guy's energy though. Like, it does kill your gas tank. Oh man, yeah, that's a really nice turnover on that right hook. And the double tap. He's not getting back up. Whew, he's still down. Nope. It's a counter. Yeah, slip and rip. It's actually a dip and rip. I personally call this action. Call this a dip. Okay, and he went left hand. The guy's left hand came back and he went dip and bang over the shoulder. If you go back to the Makhachev versus Martins video that we put out, it's right up there. Check out what Martins did to Makhachev. The same damn hook. Okay? But this wasn't like long range, set him up with the jab, draw him in, and end him. It was like gunslinging in the pocket. Which almost makes sense though, because like Islam's not going to give him space. He wants to grapple him. He's like, oh well, you can't. Like, we've heard Islam say in his press conference that like this guy can't fight wrestlers. He does good as long as the guy isn't a good wrestler. So we know Islam's going to be going in, closing the distance, and trying to keep him in grips. He's probably going to have to be able to sling in the pocket if you can't get the space. He might be able to do it, man. He might be able to do it. I also want to go and look at how Poirier dealt with Khabib, because obviously there's some huge similarities between Islam and Khabib. They're not the same, but they're similar. So we're going to check that out next. We're watching the Khabib fight. I'm more interested in what happens here in the grappling, because this is open stance, not closed stance. Not a lot of takeaways. You can take some stuff, but it's a completely different configuration. I'm really interested though how Khabib dominates the grappling. Boom, 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 and into a double. Covers a crazy amount of ground in on a double. So much pressure in. Crazy amounts of pressure in. Khabib just like leans on you. Kind of wonder if you could throw him, because he's committing so much weight. Poirier's not going to throw him though, because he don't know nothing about that judo, boy. Yeah, just a little like Kochigari. Dustin really likes to tripod. Just super down to give his back up, man. Like, I don't know how people feel so safe just putting all their hands on the ground with somebody behind them. It just doesn't make sense to me. What's keeping them from killing you? Not a lot, not enough. Nasty. Like, you don't want to be here, man. Handcuffs the arm. So here, in my opinion, I think Dustin should concede bottom position, go to his back, and try to get to his guard. Try to create some sort of space, right? Like, get a knee under that knee, get his back to the ground, start threatening a leg, right? He elects to stay up, which just puts his head in a really vulnerable spot. I see a lot of guys who really neglect to use their guards, man. Just getting smashed in, man. He's got no space. I don't know, man. And like Dustin's changed a lot since here. Like this isn't Dustin now, but this Dustin doesn't beat Islam. Consistently working back to his feet, but he's over and over and over and over, and he continually exposes his back. I think Islam's submission capability was higher than Khabib's. I think Khabib had better ground and pound and like tenacity. Islam will snatch your neck, bro. Islam will grab your arm and snap it. Like, see, one thing that we can look at here is how often Dustin allows himself to get backed up. Now this is a little bit better, but it's so committed moving forward that a reactive double could easily happen. If I had to choose between the two, as far as like not getting taken down, I'd rather be moving forward wildly than moving backward in a straight line. But I think if you can move forward in a controlled manner, a controlled, like aggressive manner, heavy feinting. Obviously, if you guys have gotten the anti-wrestling guide, you already know this. Okay, if you don't, check the link below. That calm forward pressure, heavy feinting, good smoke screen is a very safe way to back people up, and it draws out those reactions. You can hit your sprawls, you can hit your knees. Back up in a straight line, bro. You're like, your back is on the fence, you're getting gripped. If you run forward wildly, swinging crazy punches that are looping, like you're gonna end up like Dustin Poirier right down here on his back. The Dagestani game of attacking your limbs to keep you on the ground, just wrapping up your arms and your legs, isolating them so you can't use them to regain your base. They're so good at that, man. They're so good at that. And then Islam also has nasty subs when he can connect to your torso. I don't know if I can go for Poirier. I really want to. Poirier's a dope dude. Like, they're both dope dudes. Honestly, they're both really cool guys. But I like to be able to root for the underdog. I want the underdog to win most of the time. And I like it when everybody just thinks somebody is certain to win. Right, that's usually when they lose, and I feel like that's kind of happening right now with Islam. Everybody's like, oh man, he's just so good. Like, no, he's going to beat everybody forever, right? Which he might. He's really good, but he's not unbeatable. The right hook has hurt him before. Ended him. Dustin has a right hook. He can finish with the right hook. But if the whole fight is here like this, bro, you're not finishing with the right hook. And it's a 5-round fight. So could Dustin weather the storm, weather the wrestling storm? Because he's obviously, look at him, he's just getting back up. That wears on you, but it also wears on the guy that's taking you down over and over again. And then he's on this guillotine, threatening. It doesn't look like it's very deep, honestly. It looks like there's a bunch of space. You see, he pulls his head out right after. See all this space behind his neck? That should be covered up. He doesn't really have the angle to cover that space, and because of that, Khabib just pulls his head up and out. Bye-bye. No guillotine for you. Man, Khabib is just so relentless on takedowns. I think his gas tank was better than Islam's. I think Islam got a little broken and tired in the Volk fight. I don't think we've ever seen Islam in a situation. I don't think we've ever seen Khabib in a situation like that. Poirier really good at popping up to his feet, but just unable to detangle himself. Oh, getting closer to that fence, yeah. And as soon as he gets close to the fence, he's got an okay bite on the neck here. Oh, now it got tighter. This is what he needs. He needs to lie on the guy's head. I think this is the real deep one that, yeah, Khabib bails out and comes up. Yeah, this is really interesting defense. He just is creating space by turning sideways. Now Dustin wants to roll back up and get on top with it, but Khabib just doesn't let him. We studied this sequence actually. Me and John Nguyen were working for his when he challenged for the title, for the unified title, and he won it. It was against this Majed Hamill guy who was nasty guillotine. So we studied this sequence pretty heavily for it. So it's gonna start getting tighter right here because Poirier is able to go and lie right on his side, which will pull this elbow up into the armpit more and make that knot super tight. Now, in order to change that angle, Khabib is going to go right to his side. Not so much fun, not so much fun. Yeah, and he goes to his side, right? He goes to his side, and he needs to now make sure that Dustin doesn't get on top, right? So I think he's going to use this knee maybe, and I think he's using the bottom hand on the hip to keep Dustin at bay and stop him from coming on top. Okay, I was wrong. He just hip heists. So he goes to the side and then hip heists to like the bottom of front headlock essentially and gets back on top, in which Dustin blows the guillotine again. Deeper this time. This is a deep bite now, right? His head's really bent. You can see that elbow of Dustin's on the top arm side, the arm side. He's really high up into that armpit, makes that knot super tight. And now Khabib is pushing that inside knee out that way, and he's going to go to his side again and block Dustin from coming on top. Okay, I'm pretty sure that arm is still on that leg, okay? So his left arm is still on the leg / hip, blocking Dustin from coming up. And you can see how this allows him to get that arm back out, right? So the knot is broken here. And he locks it again. Yeah, I think this time we have enough of Dustin's, of Khabib's neck sticking out that he can just pop the head out. Yeah. And it's over. Yeah, that was a pretty close guillotine. Like, I remember when it was happening, I was like, oh my God, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna actually choke Khabib out? But Khabib was very aware, got to his side quite easily. You know that's been systematized. That wasn't just like, I think I'll go this way. Like, they had that plan, and they know that already. Now, what could Dustin do to change that? What could Dustin do to make his guillotine better so when the guy goes to his side, he goes right into the choke? Might be able to switch to a Darce. Like a Darce, I think, would be a good answer. And then go back and forth between them. Oh, yeah. Is this it? Is this it? Oh, yeah. Bye-bye. Man. Poirier, man, I want you to be able to do this. I want you to go out there and find that right hook, man. But I don't know if I would bet on you. I don't think I would. Yeah, I wanted to be able to say at the end of this video, yo, go and bet on Poirier. You're going to make money. Because the odds are crazy, right? It's like 410 or something like that, plus 410. That's crazy. But I don't think I can do it, man. I think Islam's got this. I could be wrong. In the case that I am wrong, I feel like it would be late. Like, Poirier tires him out and hits him with a right hook. Late 4th round, late 5th round, when they're both fatigued, and it'll be messy. I feel like that's the highest likelihood of Poirier winning. I don't think he's going to finish a guillotine. I think that would be the lowest likelihood is that he finishes the guillotine. Sorry, Poirier. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and if you want to get our content, hit that bell because you'll miss it otherwise. Peace.
I want to fight in MMA. like this right now. This is the perfect time to sign up for my Pro Fight Guide. Every single video that I ever release, including the anti-wrestler guide, which is like 70 plus videos. We got the MMA basics course that we're building right now, getting new videos out there every single week. This is my 22 years of MMA experience bottled up in one package. I fought in the UFC. I train elite guys. Ali Wasuk just won the belt. BFL Bantamweight champion. If you want to be like this guy, get into this course right now. You also get access to my private community. You'll be able to talk directly to me. Send me things that you're struggling with. Say you're getting armbarred by everybody, getting smashed by wrestlers, you're getting ground and pounded, whatever the situation is, let me know and I will personally help you. I can send you videos. You can send me your training videos, but I'm not letting too many more people in, so get in now before we close it off forever.